Hi, Assalamualaikum. My name is Nur Afrina binti Nurdin.
My name is Nur Zalabina binti Safarin.
Hi, my name is Nur Alia Sabrina binti Sobri.
Hi, my name is Nurul Nabila binti Zamri and we would like to present about case study Malaysia Airline System Berhad for subject HTF 661 Food Service Yield Management.
Malaysia Airline System Berhad is a company that provides air transportation, ground service, aircraft leasing, engineering, cargo journeys, destination, and other related services are all available through the company. Malaysian Airlines serves consumers all around the world. It is known as Malaysia's national carrier and a member of the One World Airline Alliance. Malaysia Airlines Berhad, which is MAB, began operation as the national carrier on 1 September 2015. It is following the dissolution of Malaysian Airline System, which is MAS, from Bursa Malaysia in 2014 and ceased operations on August 31, 2015. Malayan Airways Limited launched the first commercial flight in 1947. It was renamed Malayan Airways following the Federation of Malaysia in the early years of operation. Malaysian Airline System was established in 1972. In addition, the extra wide-bodied aircraft will be used on premium long-haul routes and will feature a sumptuous four-class layout which are economy, business suite, business class and first class, where it is the only first-class cabin on the A350 operate in Asia. However, on March 18, airline firms have been compelled to suspend operation and ground major parts of their fleet since the adoption of the Movement Control Order, which is MCO. The aviation industry has been severely impacted by the COVID-19 pandemic, from travel restriction to flight cancellations.
I will explain about revenue management. Firstly, revenue management can be defined as the use of disciplined analytics to predict consumer behavior at the micro market level and optimize product availability, using pricing elasticity to maximize revenue growth and as a result profit. The concept of revenue management is most commonly used in industries that have items or services that expire, such as hotel rooms, banquet halls and meeting rooms in the hotel business, and airline tickets in the airline sector. For instance, airline use revenue management to automate inventory control, boost loads on low demand flights, and boost the yield on high demand flights. After that, I will talk about the significance of revenue management. The significance of revenue management is concerned with maximizing financial returns and is particularly popular in businesses such as hospitality and airline, which face high fixed expenses and perishable inventory. Then, a strategy that allows firms to use a data-driven approach to determining what to sell. It is a technique of ensuring that educated decisions are made and that your company does everything possible to increase income while selling the same number of items and services. Moreover, revenue management authorizes businesses to gain a better grasp of what their customers anticipate from their product. Then, revenue management research allows firms to gain a better understanding of their consumers' individual demand and needs, allowing them to better shape the product and its presentation. Besides airline and hotel, restaurant and railway industry also apply revenue management in their business. Restaurant revenue management is analyzing sales data using tools like point of sale to accurately estimate future demand. Meanwhile, rail industry provides revenue management opportunities that are similar to those available in the airlines industry. The railway industry is responsible for both goods delivery and administration as well as passenger transportation.
Next is we talk about the issues of Malaysia Airlines. The first issue is the inefficient management of the operation of Malaysia Airlines. This is because this company has a lot of employees who do the same jobs. Then the firm needs additional pilots to fly the plane because one pilot only have 800 hours limit to fly per year. Here it is clearly shows that Malaysia Airlines does not have the efficiency in managing operation well because it uses a lot of manpower to do the same work. Besides that, a large capacity of employees in one airline can lead to the high consumption of economic resources and at the same time show an increasing in operating costs of Malaysia Airlines. The second issue of Malaysia Airlines is airlines management's poor pricing strategy. Like other sectors, the aviation sectors also have a competition in terms of price and the service. AirAsia, that owned by Tony Fernandez, is a strong competitor to Malaysia Airlines in terms of pricings. As can be seen clearly, AirAsia offer the lower fares of price that than Malaysia Airlines, whether in domestic or international flights. As a result of this situation, Malaysia Airlines lost a lot of the customer, and we as a customer also more likely to choose flight at a lower price but with the same quality of the service to save our budget. The next issue is lack of knowledge and skills of the employees. These things has led to the company's operating and financial performance has declined and become weak. As the example, Malaysia Airlines has signed a 25 years contract with Brahim's Airlines Catering, and now they cannot looking for the other alternative to find more cheaper catering, and they also could not terminate the contract with the Brahim's. However, there are needless costs that have resulted in Malaysia Airlines losing money, like cut the salary of the individual engaged like CEO, COO and others. We move to the next issue of Malaysia Airlines, which is having a negative brand image. All of us know about the incident happened with MH370. The loss of flight MH370 in 2014 gave a dramatic impact of Malaysia Airlines revenue in the first quarter. So, Malaysia Airlines recorded a net loss of 1.28 billion ringgit, and this is obviously shown that a major impact on this airline company, such as a declining sales, loss of a customer and reshuffle involving stock sales and asset sales. Hence, Malaysia Airlines facing a loss of trust from the customer as a result of the MH370 incident, and quite challenging for Malaysia Airlines to restore back the trust and attract customer back. The last issue is dismissals of workers due to COVID-19. Malaysia Airlines is undergoing an urgent restructuring exercise to preserve its survival by having scaled down its operations, institute salary cuts, and offer unpaid leave to almost 13,000 of its employees. They had to fire the employees by instituting salary cuts and offering unpaid leave. They also providing all the employees the choices of unpaid leave duration, like no pay for 3 months, or no pay for 5 days, or no pay for a week.
Moving on to the next point, which is strategy of Malaysia Airlines. There were 3 strategies that Malaysia Airlines has coped with in terms of pricing, cost of operation, and manpower and skills. The first strategy is pricing. How do they price their products? Malaysia Airlines has made a name for itself worldwide in the hospitality industry with its ability to serve the passengers with great services and focus its target on middle and upper class businessmen, corporate houses, individuals and families who value reliability and comfort in their travel. With that being said, Malaysia Airlines has implemented a premium pricing strategy for their product, including ticket fees as well as other premium services not offered by other airlines. Premium pricing strategy is one of the strategies that ensures strategically pricing a company's product higher than its direct competitors. Following the worldwide COVID-19 outbreak, Malaysia Airlines is extending its open ticket flexibility to all types of tickets for travels purchased on or before the pandemic. They offer their customer with rebooking ticket flexibility and provide unlimited date changes and for customer to change their destination. Next strategy is cost of operation. Costs and expenses have an impact on the airline's marketing policies, which can affect their levels of service and profitability. Before COVID-19 was spread all over the world, Malaysia Airline Berhad has planned to control the operating costs by signing a Memorandum of Understanding with the Ministry of Entrepreneurial Development to implement a Vendor Development Program, which is VDP, aimed at reducing non-critical part costs by 15% as well as reducing turnaround time and improve operational efficiency. But as COVID-19 cases are on the rise around the world, including Malaysia, Malaysia Airlines has reconsidered all of the activities by undergoing a comprehensive restructuring of its business and capital structure, which includes revising its long-term business plan (LTPB) To ensure survival and job protection, the airline is taking dramatic steps to further revise its LTPB to ensure the group's relevance and survival. Last but not least, strategy in terms of manpower and skills. Skilled manpower refers to anyone who is trained, well-educated, energetic, experienced, and devoted in this field, has brought Malaysia Airlines to the global stage and become one of the excellent airlines. This can be evidenced by the credibility of the revenue manager for compiling and analyzing data in order to make pricing decisions. It is important for the airline industry, especially during the COVID-19 pandemic when travel was restricted. They will see high demand changes. This is a situation that the revenue manager should be aware of and consider what to do with the tickets that have been sold without incurring losses. Then, relationship management. It is vital for a revenue manager at a time like this, as they have the ability required in both internal and external stakeholders that can help build relationships and influence all aspects of relationship management skills by listening to their recommendations and providing them with information that will help the airline direct business grow during a pandemic. After that, creative thinking. This is critical because the airline industry requires revenue managers to have the confidence to take the path less traveled and use the skills to provide new and creative solutions, rather than sticking to the same method after many factors have been influenced during MCO. Lastly, the Malaysia Airlines crew itself. They provide a very good experience for the passengers in terms of service and professionalism, upholding the highest standards and always delivering on their commitments to their customers and each other.
SWOT analysis is a strategic planning technique for identifying strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats in company competition or project planning. Firstly, the strength of Malaysia Airline is a worldwide well-known brand which Malaysia Airlines serves consumers all around the world. Then, the company has a strong workforce of over 14,000 employees and known for excellent customer service. Moreover, the weaknesses of Malaysia Airlines is a poor pricing strategy, limited domestic traffic, and got a negative brand image due to a missing aircraft. Furthermore, the opportunities of Malaysia Airlines is they have the potential to execute a premium pricing plan and offer additional services and options to clients at airport. Following that, the vaccine deployment could help Malaysia Airlines make a significant recovery as persons who have been properly vaccinated for COVID-19 would be permitted to fly not only inside Malaysia but also to other countries provided they have gotten the certificate of verification. Lastly, the threat of Malaysia Airlines is flight cancellation due to COVID-19 pandemic. 13,000 staff need to take voluntary unpaid leave in order to survive and less income during COVID-19.
During the COVID-19 pandemic, air travel was one of the hardest hit industries. This is due to the flight cancellation combined with travel bans or restriction on airline routes imposed by countries around the world. As a result, these airlines have implemented a number of strategies in an effort to resurrect their operation. Firstly, as the spread of coronavirus, which is COVID-19, it takes a severe toll on airlines' bottom lines. Malaysia Airlines has asked its 13,000 staff to take voluntary unpaid leaves. In this regard, it can be proved from an article where, beginning in April, the national carrier will offer all employees the option of taking 3 months of no pay leave or 5 days of no pay leave per month for at least 3 months. Next, cutting the salaries for its employees is one of the best ways to ensure that they are able to withstand the economic consequences of the COVID-19 pandemic. As part of initiatives to reduce operational expenses, Mas Group CEO Captain Ilham Ismail announced a 10% pay cut for senior personnel and will also forgo their stipends with no allowance. All this is happening because COVID-19 gives a huge impact on the market due to the limited roadblocks throughout the country, causing people to not take vacations in any season. This makes businesses no longer operating as they once were, and the aviation landscape has shifted dramatically. Furthermore, Malaysia Airlines is allowing travelers to rebook their flights. The strategy to continue its survival to prevent from losses. An article from the Star Online explained that the national carrier stated that it has increased travel flexibility by giving a longer ticket validity together with a one-time rate difference and transaction fee waiver. Malaysia Airlines informed that eligible customers can now rebook their aircraft tickets for travel up to June 2022 on or before December 31st, 2021. Last but not least, Malaysia Airlines is implementing an emergency business and capital restructuring plan by revising its long-term business plan, which is LTBP. It is vital for Malaysia Airlines to escape from the crisis and re-emerge as a strong airline group in terms of capital and financial. In this strategy, the MAC was forced to take several measures to further evaluate the LTBP in order to maintain the group's continuity and relevance as a result of the lengthy COVID-19 issue. This was include reorganizing the fleet's network and planning, not only to prepare it for an uncertainty aviation landscape, also to prepare it for future lower traffic demand. Therefore, this is the only way Malaysia Airlines can ensure that its company remains operational throughout the COVID-19 crisis.
To conclude this case study, in these chapters are representing the finding of Malaysia Airlines, which is one of the big airline company that has also been impacted financially as a result of MCO's adoption. In this case study, at the first section of the research finding was accomplished in the literature review of revenue management and its significance in other business practices. However, the research unravel a number of issues that Malaysia Airlines is dealing with, a face in inefficient management and operation, poor pricing strategy, lack of knowledge and skill of employees, having a negative brand image, and dismissal of the employees of the company as the issue. In the last part of this research, the research is about finding strategy, SWOT analysis, and survival of Malaysia Airlines. Hence, the airlines company also affected badly because of the MCO and COVID-19.
Having made observations and research on Malaysia Airlines issues, strategies used for Malaysia Airlines to remain strong during the COVID-19 pandemic, strengths and weaknesses of this airline have been identified. What can be recommended is that Malaysia Airlines can expand their profits in the field of food and beverages. At a time when flights cannot be operated due to Malaysia's growing COVID-19 cases, Malaysia Airlines is able to sell food products instead of seats to the customer. Then, in terms of cost of operation, Malaysia Airlines needs to lower operating costs by reducing unnecessary expenses when flights are not operating in order to increase efficiency in resource allocation and achieve economies of scale in the long run. The last one is Malaysia Airlines also can set expectation of annual price improvement. Although most airlines are now concerned with sales growth and market share, they will need to find new initiatives to recover their loss during MCO when cases start to decline and tourism is allowed again. For example, holding discounts or special offers to customers who travel, in addition to increasing strict safety, because customers may still be worried about traveling abroad due to COVID-19 cases which may increase again.